Okay guys, this is a little video about Eepskye. I will try to explain more or less what it does and what everything is for. So, Eepskye is a EEPROM editor for Sky 9X. You can connect the radio to Eepskye, download the EEPROM, flash the firmware, um, edit the EEPROM, simulate the EEPROM. You can even connect via Bluetooth or via serial using a little arduino. You can connect to your model directly, it's possible, and program your model from the computer and see what's happening in the model in real time. That's possible. Many people don't know about this, but this is possible with Eepskye. So, starting, here we have the file, drop down menu. We've got new. New is to create a new EEPROM, as you can see. We have the open the existing EEPROM, save the EEPROM, and save as, you mean you give it a name or a date or whatever. Load model settings. These are creating a new EEPROM here. That means you can, with Eepskye and with Sky 9X, you can save only the models. You don't have to save the complete EEPROM, only the models. So, for example, load model settings, let's just go here and go to one of my radius EEPROMs, not here 9X, here Sky 9X, 9XR Pro, for example, models, examples. Oops, there's no models here. EEPROM models. No, not here as well. Why is this asking for general settings files? Sorry, my mistake. EP model names, okay. So, I think I right-clicked in the wrong place. We have to first to select a model memory, of course, and then load model settings. Now models, here we are. Okay, let's, for example, load this one. See, and you and you can also save model settings. So you just create here a model. You can right-click, save model settings, or you can here from the file menu save model settings, or if I'm not mistaken, you could also do it from here, but I can't see it now. Anyway, you click on your model here, load model settings and save model settings. You can also do it from here. So, but now we are here, so we just save model settings and just save it, and it's saved. Not the complete EEPROM like this, you save only the model settings. Simulate. Just click on the model you want, and it simulate. You can simulate the model, right? Preferences. Sorry, print. Print. You select a model, this one for example, and you can just hit print. You can print to a file, you can print using your printer, so you have all the settings from your model on paper. Some people really like this feature. Safety switches, custom switches, should be called logical switches actually here, but this was not changed yet. The curves, limits, all the mixes, dual rates, here, all rates in expo, name, blah 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 blah, trim switch, trim increment, it's all here, safety switches, it's all here except for the telemetry and the voices. I think Mike still didn't get to do this. Never mind. Then you have preferences. You can see you can choose the language. I think default there's only English at the moment for Eepskye. I'm not sure. This is the default channel order for when you start a new model with Eepskye. When create a new model, will be on this order, right? At the moment, I have rudder, elevator, throttle, and aileron. This is default for Eepskye and X. Here you select the stick mode as well for when you create a new EEPROM. Check for updates for Eepskye or for Eepskye and X. Show splash screen. Version to download. This is what Eepskye will try to download when the new version is available. You can select any of the supported boards or radios. At the moment I have the 9XR Pro. Current version 217. This not should be 218. I don't know why it still shows 217. Check for new version. New version is available. Download a new version. You can just hit here and you just download the version, just save it on your computer, right? Default model EEPROM number 3. Since some time ago there have been some little changes to the EEPROM and how the EEPROM is handled, and default is always good to leave it at the latest. If you have all the EEPROMs, it will show another number here. I think you can convert it to the latest. That's the preferences. Switch layout direction. Let's see what this does. Oops, change everything to the other side, as you can see. Let's put everything back and exit. I think I don't have to show you what this means, right? Edit. Cut, copy, paste, EEPROM info. EEPROM info, got some information about the EEPROM. Cut and copy here, then paste, edit, cut, and here paste. Of course you can also use the right click on your mouse. We'll get to it in a while. So the burn menu, write memory to the radio, to TX. That means you write the EEPROM that is here highlighted to the radio. Read memory from TX, you read the EEPROM from the radio into Eepskye. Flash firmware to TX. Everybody knows this is to flash the firmware. Read firmware. You can save the firmware from your radio in your computer. Write a EEPROM memory from file. That means you should have a bin file somewhere on your computer, and you just select the bin file and flash it to your computer. Or read a EEPROM memory to file. That means when you want to read the EEPROM from your radio, not into Eepskye, but save it directly to the computer. Configure. There's not much to be said here. This is for when you use Samba. Normally now we don't use some anymore since we have bootloaders in the radio, so leave this unchecked. Don't check this unless you have really trouble with your radio and you need to use somebody to unbrick your radio. In normal operation, leave this unchecked. Telemetry. What this screen is? This screen is, for example, to use with the Eepskye module DHT or DJT. You can connect with a RS232 serial adapter. You can connect your module. In the back yes, some serial pins on the back of the module, and you can connect it through the serial adapter to your computer. Then you can receive the telemetry values directly from the Eepskye module into Eepskye, and you can set. So you know that sometimes the module can be programmed to beep, etc., etc., etc. You can set all these alarms from this. This is the module. See the module to disable the alarms, internal alarms from the module. The module has a beeper that will beep with some telemetry events. But for us, that's not. I mainly only use these to when my modules have something programmed, and I want to disable everything because the radio does everything anyway. So this is good to disable alarms when the modules start beeping without reason sometimes. No? Actually, I think that when Mike has some time, we could use this to receive real telemetry into Eepskye, so we can program also our telemetry using this program. That will be very, very nice. So if Mike is listening to this, here is the idea. Window. Close all. Tile, cascade. Let's see what this does. Tile, cascade. That's what it does. Let's put this in full screen. Next, previous. I don't know if this is about this. Next must be the. Let me see if I. Exactly. Changes the EPROMs. Next, previous. This is the. You can also select which ones you want directly by clicking this document 1 or document 2, whatever EPROMs you have here open in Eepskye. Okay, now we have the help section. Here with Eepskye you have you download also the Eepskye manual. We don't have yet. This is the closest now to Eepskye. This is for the Eepskye manual, the new one that I and Nigel wrote. This is the closest one now also to Eepskye, and we are at the moment, or Nigel is writing and I'm helping to write the new Eepskye manual, which will be more or less based on this one. So if you need to find something, if you have some doubts, before you go and post to the forum, just go to Eepskye, click in Eepskye Users Guide, and you open the manual. You can just go to the index, and just click whatever you need to see. That's pretty easy. Here is about Eepskye, blah, 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 blah. Donations to Mike, which is very important. So if you want to donate to Mr. Mike Blandford, your developer from Eepskye, here you can do it by clicking here. This is the link to the project page, which is in GitHub now. It's not anymore in Google Code. Google Code is closing down, I think. So if you need to go and check what's going on and what versions Mike is posting everything, you can click on this link and you can see the latest revisions. Yeah. Okay. Release notes. When there's a release, Mike always adds some notes. You can click to see what's new on the firmware. Contributors is everybody that contributed to Eepskye. I think loads of people, as you can see. Loads of people. Loads of people in here. Contributed people who have contributed to this project. Okay. And this is the this concludes these menus here. Now these buttons here. These buttons is obviously create a new one here. Create a new EEPROM. This one is to open. You open a new EEPROM. This saves the EEPROM directly. This one is not highlighted, but is to simulate the model. So it's just highlight the model. Just imagine we have a model here. Just highlight it and simulate it. If you have another one, just highlight it and simulate it. You can simulate your model with the simulator here. What I said before. See, you can connect an Arduino to serial or with Bluetooth to your computer, also directly to your radio, and you can control your model using the simulator. So you move this here and your model will move the controls. That's good when you're programming the model using this excellent program which is Eepskye. I have some videos on it. I will post them together with this one. Yeah, it's excellent. This is what we saw already to print. You can print this, print to file or print in paper. You see here preferences is the same we saw before. So you get basically everything you got on the menus above, you have here as well. Load model settings, highlight a new model slot here, and load any model. As you can see, loaded. Save, highlight one that you want to save, and save model settings. Save it here. So you save here. You save only, as I said before, you save only the model settings, not the complete EEPROM. This is what I saw as well. Cut. So you cut it and you highlight somewhere else, and you just paste it here. That's the button. Copy. Highlight. Copy. Paste. Easy. EEPROM info. Just select an EEPROM. Oh, this EEPROM here. It will tell you the EEPROM info. For the EEPROM, if you have another one, EEPROM, it will tell you the info to this EEPROM. See? Document 6 pin. Document 6 pin. Here, EEPROM info. Document 5 bin. So it shows information for the highlighted EEPROM. Here, write memory to TX. So if you want to write this or any other EEPROM to your transmitter, just connect the transmitter in bootloader mode, connect it to the computer, and you can just burn the EEPROM back to the radio. Here on this one, you download the EEPROM from the radio in Eepskye. So you connect your radio to the computer, putting in bootloader mode, and then connecting to the PC. If it's a 9X radio, if it's one of the Skyboard based radios like 9XR Pro and the R9X and Skyboard, you just connect USB cable and just turn the radio on, and it will connect, go into bootloader mode automatically, and it will connect to the computer. And then you can just download the EEPROM from the radio or burn it back after editing, and that's it. This is for firmware. This one is to flash the firmware to your radio. Again, you connect the radio to the computer, download the firmware. You can use Eepskye to download the firmware. You can go to the www.er9x.com webpage, download your firmware from there, save it in the computer, and use this button to flash the firmware. Here, you save the firmware from your radio to the computer. If you want to back up your firmware, just connect your radio to the computer using one of the methods I described a while ago, and just download the firmware and save it to your computer. This is the configure menu, the one with Samba that I spoke before. This is to customize splash screen. As you know, your radio has a splash screen. You can make splash screen drawings or pictures or whatever. You can make, there's a special way of doing that. I never did one, so I cannot tell you how to do it. I'm sure there are tutorials to be the right size, the right colors, and black and white, and so forth. But here, I download mine from the internet. I got some, and I just open this, just load an image. You go to where I have my splash screen files. I have in ER9X, I think, somewhere here. ER9X, if I can find it. ER9X, yeah, firmware, splash screens. See, I got all these here. They are downloaded from other places. So just go this one, select one, then just select save to a binary. You can also load from another binary. There you have, you know that some other firmware file has already the splash screen you wanted. You can just extract it from there and then load into save to other firmware file. So you just I just loaded the image here. Just save to the binary. You just save to, I don't know, something else here. For example, to Eepskye 9XR. Just save it successfully. Now, load for binary. I can just go and just select the same, and we see that the moment I just, it's better. Start again. Now I load from that binary. There I saved it, and sure enough, there's the file. They are just saved on this binary, and then I just load from that one, and can also just burn to another one successfully. Okay. Then I just have to flash the firmware to the radio using this button, and when I turn my radio on, this picture here will be displayed on the splash screen. Here we have the same as the help thing, is the about, with the donating thing and the project page. Again, Mike is doing a wonderful job. I cannot stress enough. Please, guys, give Mike some contribution. He spends loads of time on this project, and this is for all of us. So and is free. So this concludes all these buttons here and menus. What can I say more about Eepskye? On a prom, is composed by two parts: the general settings, or the radio setup now in the new versions of the firmware, and the model settings, which is this part here. So in general settings, you got the setup. For this EEPROM, obviously this is a default one from Eepskye. Sorry, phone was ringing. I had to pause this. I was saying that so this is the default settings for the Eepskye. If you download your EEPROM from the radio, you will have your own settings here. So you got your setup, and owner name, beeper mode, all the options you got on your radio you got here as well. Trainer, all the trainer calibration and the trainer settings. The calibration settings is the calibration. If you download your EEPROM from the radio, you'll see the values from your own radio calibration, the stick calibration. Hardware, this is the hardware menu where you configure the hardware from your radio. This one is a bit general here. So you got Bluetooth addresses, got 4 of them, 6 position switches. With all the 6 positions you can calibrate the positions. Extra pots, potentiometers and sliders. Got pot 4 here, but actually the firmware already supports 2 of them. Potentiometer pot 4 and 5. You got all the switches here that you can convert to 3 position switches in some of the boards, I think, except the Tyrannis. You got stick deadband. If you have the AR9X board, you have to check this box here. Force menu edit. I really like this option here. It's sometimes you can edit by going up and down and then pressing left and right edits the value. For me, that's absolutely not nice, because I end up editing values without even knowing. So when I turn this on, every time I want to edit a value, I have to press menu before and press menu again when I finish editing. For me, this is good because I don't edit values anymore that I don't want to. Okay, this is the hardware menu. And this is all about really the radio settings. You check the manual, you have nearly all the information in the manual about what it says here. And then you have the other menu, which is the model settings. And here you can program your complete module. You have the setup part, which is the general part in the model configuration, model setup in the radio. And you can the timers, and you have all the options here to program the protocol, which is more or less like the protocol menu in your radio. You can choose web protocol for each model, what protocol to use. Depends if you have FlySky or FreeSky, or the new excellent multi-protocol module that some guys are working on. That's absolutely fantastic. You can fly your little helicopters and little quads that normally come with these very small transmitters that you can put in your pocket. If you have got big hands, it's impossible. Well, it's impossible if you have small hands as well. So with this, and if you build one of these models, RF module, you can fly with your normal transmitter, normal radio, and obviously this is all supported by Eepskye 9X and ER9X, which is absolutely fantastic. You have you also supported DSM2, DSMX, got lots of protocols that are supported by this transmitter, this firmware. This is heli setup, so it is very important for you if you fly helicopters. Swatch type, the collective, which channel is the collective, or which control controls the collective, swash ring, invert the controls, etc., etc. Modes. This is the flight modes. You can decide flight modes. You've got six of them here. Expo dual rate for the controls, for the rudder, aileron, throttle, elevator. I forgot to tell you, if you if you put the cursor in if you hover the cursor above the options, you will have a complete description of what the options are. This is a bit like reading the manual, and Eepskye have this. You can just hover the cursor, and it will, in some places, it will show you what the things mean. This is wonderful. For example, if you go here, the mixer, this is the mixer menu, this is the mixer editor. You go here and see, sure enough, you have the explanation of what everything is. See? Offset, fix offset, multiplex. So it's like a little manual, a little handbook, a little manual inside Eepskye itself. This is wonderful. So this is the mixer editor. You can edit the source, the weight, how much control in the mix this how much control in the channel this mix has. Offset, fix offset, which is the default. The normal offset now it's very old, and I think in the future it's going to be removed, and this fix offset will be just named offset. Great. Include trim. That means that when this is checked, the trim is included on this mix, right? So if I uncheck this and simulate, you can see that the rudder trim won't change the trim whatsoever, while the elevator trim still changes the trim, yeah, and the trim is not used. Sometimes it's good. You can remove the throttle trim, for example, because on electric models you don't use the trim anyway. So, and the trim you can use it for something else, but this is explained a bit further, and if you look at the manual, for example. Enable expo dual rate for this mix. You can enable or disable the expo and dual rate, or select output. For example, if you have a channel here as input, this changes. Yeah, use output. That means if you check this, unchecked, use the output from the mixer. Yeah. For example, you can from channel 13 in the mixer before the limits. So before the output, before the limit, safety switches and everything. If you check this, use output, use the output on this channel from the channel 13, for example, which is in there, but is the final output. So whatever limits you have programmed, whatever of subtrims you have programmed, whatever safety switches will be also used. This is a very, very, very nice feature. Here you switch, select a switch to control the mix. For example, if I want the rudder to be active only when I have the rudder switch on, I simulate here. Where is the simulator? Simulator is already on. So the rudder doesn't move. See? If I turn the rudder on, the rudder switch, it should move. Why is it not moving? I've got to change. I changed to channel 13. I do apologize. Let's put this back to rudder. João, 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 João. Where's the switch? Switch. Let's put the switch rudder as well. So it doesn't move because the switch is not on. Now I enable the switch and obviously the channel will move. So this is what it does. What else we have here? Flight modes. By default is active in all the flight modes. Curves, you can decide curves, differential, expo. Expo is also a curve, in case you don't know. Differential is also a curve, or you can select one of the curves. If you select this, of course you can select the amount or controlled by the var. Here also expo. But if you select the curve, you can select which curve you use. You also have these curves here already. And then curve 1 to curve 16. Warning, I never use these beep things. So you can have a beep whenever the mix is active. Multiplex, add, multiply, replace. Refer please to the manual. I'm not going to explain this here now. Delay and slow. Delay is the mix will be active when only after a few seconds that you set here. Slow is how long it takes for the mix to go from minimum to maximum. So it's like slowing down, it's just slowing down, up and down, so in one way and the other of the servo movement. Limits, this is the subtrim here. Subtrim, the first column. The second column is the minimum limit. You can adjust the servo travel here, so the servo don't get to the mechanical limit. That's how I use it. I put the maximum value that allows me to move the servo without the servo reaching its mechanical limit, so it doesn't get broken. Here you invert the channel. Invert or normal. Curves, you insert values that you want, or you highlight curve and just move the things around to make what you want with a curve. That's it. You have 5-point curves and 9-point curves. You can clear the curve here, or clear all curves. Really clear all curves? Yes, both. Everything 0. This here shows the other curves when you are editing a third one. So you are adding third, see? Curve number 3. Let's put also here, but now you want to highlight curve number 2 and it will be another color. See? So you can check one curve against the others. If you check this box here, so like this, for example, and then you set curve 6, you have all the colors, the other curves there, 1, 2 and 3 there. Unfortunately this should show the color on the boxes so we know which color belongs to what. That's an idea to another idea to give Mike. Okay, curve switches. This is logical switches. You must already have heard about them. Refer to the manual and read the chapter. Here, or then just hold the cursor above the function, and it will give you explain what it means. See, like a little manual. Safety switches, very good to set your throttle cut, for example. Here channel 3, set the X which is a sticky throttle cut, and set to whatever switch you want. Set whatever switch you want. Set to this and set to -100. So when I simulate here, this button here, throttle won't move, stick. Even if I put the throttle switch on now, it won't move until I put this switch down, and then the throttle moves. This is the sticky throttle cut, which is very safe. Everybody should program this on electric models. Don't forget, this can save you some bad news. Okay, you have another one. You have the simple safe switch without sticky. You got audio and voice and stuff, but it's normally with the new voice alarms not used anymore. Trims is the trim values from that you have programmed on your radio when you download the EEPROM. It's the value from the trims. So if you just simulate and change the trims here, I think those values will change as well. No, it didn't. This is what you get from the radio only, I think. Not from the simulator here. Telemetry. This is telemetry menu where you configure all your telemetry for your model. COM ports and Bluetooth telemetry and custom telemetry screens, blah 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 blah, various source switches, and just hover your mouse over the things, and you have a full explanation of what everything does. As you can see, it explains what most of the stuff do. Templates. No need to explain what this is, right? Gavars and Gavars adjusters. These are very powerful things that you should read about or over your mouse over them. You can adjust, I mean, you can do lots of stuff with this. This is absolutely fantastic feature. The Gavars and the Gavars adjusters makes a very, very powerful tool for stuff like counters we want to make, or for counting up, counting down with certain limits, and reset the counters. You could make lots of stuff with this. Scalers. Scalers are very good when you have some telemetry values that are not normalized to the FreeSky standards, and you want to get this value and give it a meaning. So you can just get the source, the source where you have the signal coming from, give it an offset, multiply it, divide it, so you you put it on the range that you need. Give it a unit and a sign, positive and negative, number of decimals, and another offset. You got two offsets. You got one before the multiply and divide calculations, and one after at the end. Give it also a name. You got 8 scalars. And in the scalars you can use them everywhere, including as source to a mix. So you can have kind of a feedback on your mixer based on some telemetry values that you are receiving. I tried to do some automatic throttle thing. It kind of worked in one way, but there's so much delay on the receiving telemetry that was not. It's not that it doesn't work. It was just not good enough. It was the information from the telemetry came nearly 1 second or so delayed, and that was too much. And the thing didn't work very well, but it did work, and in some cases it can really work very well. Voice alarms. This is another excellent feature on ESK9X, and this is how you can program them in Eepskye. Very easy. You get here all explained. You just select, you just configure your voice as you want. It's wonderful. And okay, I guess this is here at the bottom of this window you can always simulate your model, right? This is the COM ports to connect to a Bluetooth module on your radio. You know that Eepskye X can support Bluetooth, and you can connect it to the computer. You can connect it between two radios as trainer setup, wireless bidirectional trainer setup actually. You can connect to this computer and can program your model here on the computer and just see everything that's happening on your model. So you can see, you don't have to guess anymore servo directions and the amount of servo travel when you're programming on Eepskye. You can just look at your model and program your model like, or in the same way you program it on your transmitter, and then just save the file to the transmitter and you're good to go. Just some fine tuning and you need to go. It's exactly the same as programming the module on your transmitter, but you have all this big screen here instead of that tiny screen from the transmitter. So, sorry for the very long tutorial. I hope this was of some help for you. I know I talk too much. Talk too much and with a very, very bad English, and I do apologize for that. I really hope you find this helpful. You can give me some ideas for new videos and for new tutorials. And as I said, hopefully you don't find this a waste of time watching this video. And have fun with your Eepskye X. And thank you very much for watching. Bye.